Yan was supposed to be the killer. He was going to kill him. He was going to maul him. He was going to do this, that. It didn't happen, right? Because Aljo went back. He did his homework. He went back to he went to Blue Mountain. He went in the hills in JA in Kingston, yeah? And he said, I'm going to train. I'm going to do all of this. And he brought it to the table. And what happened? He left. And still champion.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz and the Roundtable discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy Tooth in the building. How are you doing, sir?
I'm pissed, bro. Let's just get this over with, bro.
Listen, people. You know what time it is. You know when Tooth is in the building, our MMA connoisseur, or our Nick Diaz of dentistry.
Bro, fuck all that, bro.
No, we're doing it. You know what time it is. This Fight Talk, and another episode of Fight Talk is the UFC 273 review show. We're going to be going through all those three main events that took place over the weekend. We're going to be dissecting, discussing, and debating what took place.
Bro, but it's like this guy's going on like we're going to be dissecting all three fights. We're just going to be dissecting one, bro.
We're going to be talking about all three fights, people. But before we start, as usual, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And like, subscriptions, all that good stuff. When I say share. We are here. It's the only channel on this platform that gives you so many different sports, so much good content, so much banter, and so much in-depth analysis as well. And don't forget to join our social media pages. Links are in the description. Listen, it was 273. First of all, it was a lit card. Like the three fights that we're going to talk about were absolute madness. The best card of the year so far. So let's get that out there. There was the main event, which was the last fight of the evening. That's going second in this poddy, because there's only one fight that we need to talk about. The greatest title defense in UFC history. I mean, the doubters, the people that said he couldn't do it, the people that said it was an Oscar-winning performance, right? In the first fight, after that illegal, that cheater yarn, after what he did to my boy Aljo, yeah? And Aljo said, you know what, yeah? You lot can hate if you want to hate. You can doubt me. You can talk all this shit. But man is a yard man, fam. Man did it for J.A. He did it for us. He brought the title back home, yeah? And it's staying where it belongs, yeah? With a split decision. It shouldn't have been a split decision. It should have been a unanimous decision victory by Aljo. That's how comprehensive it is. Yan was supposed to be the killer. He was going to kill him. He was going to maul him. He was going to do this, that. It didn't happen, right? Because Aljo went back. He did his homework. He went back to he went to Blue Mountain. He went in the hills in JA in Kingston, yeah? And he said, I'm going to train. I'm going to do all of this. And he brought it to the table. And what happened? He left. And still champion. Talk to me, bro. Listen, I want an apology. You see when Cooking with Rash said to the truth and J and KA, I want an apology right now for the slander. I mean the slander on my guy's name. Are you mad? You can't see Tooth, right? Tooth is literally laying out in stitches right now.
Bro, I can't even breathe, bro. Oh my God. Hey, listen, after that, bro, listen. All I can say is I'm Team Aljo, bro. Hail King Rastafari, bro. You know what I mean? Trust me, bro. Oh my God.
Man.
Yeah, bro. Hey, listen, man. You need to... do you know what, man? We like to make fun of ourselves on this show as well, bro.
Oh, yeah,
what you need to do, bro, what you need to do is like make a little compilation and play some like make a little compilation of the last poddy and the things I said, play some sad music over it. Do you know what I mean? Make a little montage of like Yan losing and Aldo getting the belt wrapped around him. First round, Aljo walks over, hands him the belt on one knee. No, I'm joking. I think, yeah, Petr Yan is going to win, and I think it will be fourth round finish. Fourth round. I think everything that happened in the first fight is going to repeat itself without the illegal strike. I think, and in that round, Yan will TKO. Yeah, I think he'll beat him by strikes. Like really decisively whoop his ass on in the striking department, and then Aljo will crumble.
A few moments later.
Bro, like for real, I was dreading this moment, bro. Do you know what I mean? This is not a UFC 273 review, bro. This is an Island Boys special, bro. Do you know what I mean? TJ's out here singing because I'm an Island boy, bro. I'm telling you,
chance, bro. No chance.
But I mean, all jokes aside, though, man. I'm right off the bat. I'm just gonna say I scored it for Yan.
Mm-hmm.
I had rounds 1, 4, and 5 for Yan, and obviously the judges didn't, and a lot of other people didn't. I'm not going to argue with that because that's one of those fights, isn't it, bro? That like the second and the third round clearly
Aljo's,
Aljo's, and the fourth and the fifth round clearly Yan's. The first round was one of those ones. It was just one of those ones. But yeah, go ahead, man.
No, it was. But the thing is, too, for me, I don't know. Like when I watched the first, it was a nothing round. Like all jokes aside, you know, Aljo's my boy, but all jokes aside, you know, I'm still fair. I would have taken a draw. I think it was a draw because I think round 1 was just a nothing round, bro. I don't think anything really happened to be able to give either guy the first round. And when I see people saying that, oh, it's a robbery, Yan won clearly, but I'm like, bro, what? Like, I don't know, because obviously you're the expert here, so I don't see what Yan did apart from cut off the cage. I don't actually see what he did, bro. Apart from that,
you're right. You're right. And I think the Truth said this on the group as well. That statistically, that what was it? Aljo had even landed more shots. And then my argument was but Yan had done everything else, like octagon control and pressing and moving forward. And
they do score that, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. My justification for scoring that round was basically Yan looked the more of the aggressor and the proactive fighter. However, I completely agree with everything that you said, that it was a feeling out round.
Yeah.
It was like neither of them really done anything of any significance. But I just remember, and maybe it was a bit of bias as well. I don't know. But then again, because of I'm being honest, and that can still be open to interpretation, I can't argue with people that did score it in favor towards Aljo. I would like to touch on something that I did say in the last poddy, though. This was my only defense if Aljo had won. For me to go back to, do you know what I mean? It'd be like, well, actually, I did say this. Do you know what I mean? Just to cover my own backside, bro. Which was Aljo, like we said in that last poddy, he is more of the well-rounded MMA fighter in the sense that he comes from a school of thought of MMA where he looks at a round and tries to be cold and calculated about it.
Yeah.
Whereas Yan's game plan for every round is to come out there and swing and take your head off.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. So in that sense, Aljo knows where to pick his parts in the fight and where to be smart and where to be like, all right, in this part of the round, I'm going to coast a bit, but in this part of the round, I'm going to do just enough to maybe win the round.
Yeah.
In not even all of the judges' scorecards, but maybe 2 out of the 3 judges, just to lead. Do you know what I mean? So that did, I feel like that came into play in that first round. Like, it wasn't like Aljo was running away or trying to keep Yan off him. It was like Aljo was picking his moments in that round to leave enough doubt in the judges' minds to give it to Yan completely. But regardless of all that controversy, bruv, what we can say is he did learn a lot from that last fight.
100.
It was a big jump in performance, a huge jump. But go ahead, man.
No, the thing is, he you could see he learned a lot. And don't get me wrong, like, all banner aside, as much as I was like rooting for my boy, even I was like, this guy's gonna lose, bro, because just the dominance that Yan has had since he's come into the UFC, and obviously going based off the first fight. And I think obviously the game changer was when he got him down, and then had that ground control for so long, and then had his back, all sorts. And honestly, after that second round where he had him, I think he was something, I don't know, Tooth, maybe you know it more better than I do, but I think he had it down for like 3 minutes or something like that on the ground. And I was like, I thought he's missed a trick here. He's lost his fight now. He had to make him tap in that second round. And I think that the fact that in the third he ended up doing the same thing and he lost it again, I was like, oh, he's left it too late now. Yan's gonna come out. Yan's going to absolutely ragdoll him and destroy him. And in that fourth, we saw that Yan obviously took over the fight. But I think the fact that he managed to survive, I think the 2 rounds, I think the first round being a nothing round, and also he's the champ. And it might not be so much in the UFC, but in the fight game, it's like if you want to win the belt, you have to take it from the champ. It's not going to be given to you. So the fact that there was that 1 round that was left open to interpretation is a bit of a mistake by Yan by not coming out and basically saying, I'm going to rip this belt away from you. You leave that round open to interpretation 9 times out of 10, especially we know in boxing, they tend to lean towards the champ. So in that sense, I don't have an issue with the way how it was scored. Obviously, people say it was Aljo, people say it was Yan, but at no point, and I think it's disgraceful that people are calling it a robbery.
But I mean, again, that's biases, isn't it, man? That's just people's biases. But it was a close fight, man. With the scorecards, you know, it's that. Where was this? This was in what? In Florida? No, was this in Florida? Where was this?
You know what? I can't remember. I can't remember. But I know it was in one of those. It wasn't Nevada. All I know is it was in one of those states where sometimes you could get those odd judges. Do you know what I mean? That could come out with some bookie scorecards. And all I was thinking during rounds 2 and 3. And I was thinking this to myself, remembering thinking like, oh, I hope that it's not one of them bookie judges that's going to score this a 10-8. Even though loads of people will be like clamoring for a 10-8. Because they'll be like, you know, Aljo had him the whole round, controlled him, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it wasn't, I wouldn't give that a 10-8. As harsh as I am, I thought a 10-9 was just the one. No, 100%, because I wouldn't say that Aljo was like trying to like sunk in at any point, sunk in a submission. He couldn't. He wasn't pounding him on the ground.
He had a dominant, exactly, bro. He had a dominant position, but he didn't tick any of the other boxes. He wasn't threatening with submissions. He wasn't really throwing any strikes from that position. He just dominated and controlled him there for the most part. So yeah, it's a strange one, but again, arguably, it comes down to that first round.
It's all on the first round.
To be honest, I don't have no problem with this result now. As much as I do feel Yan should have won it, it does bring some sort of closure to this whole rivalry for now. For now, at least, it doesn't make sense to make a trilogy.
No.
But one thing I did want to say about Aljo's second and third round was what I was impressed with was his entry and his completion of the takedown and getting the transition onto Yan's back was very impressive. It feels like in that first round, in that first fight, he had no idea of how to solve the Yan.
Because obviously I think it was 1 of 17 that you got through.
Yeah, but then when you saw how dominant he was in the second round, I was actually more worried about Yan because in my head, I was, man. I was more worried. I know what you're thinking. I know you were thinking along the lines of, oh, fuck, Aljo's missed the boat. He's missed the ship. You know what I mean? But he should have submitted him in this round. Yan's going to come back. In my head, I was stressing for Yan, bruv. I was like, fuck. Because as much as I've dissed Aljo in the past, I know he's a very good fighter. I know the caliber of opponents he's taken out. He's actually got to the title the hard way. Do you know what I mean? He's had to come up through the ranks, endure losses, fight prospects, fight guys on his level. Yan has somewhat been fast-tracked to the title, fighting like old chiseled veterans kind of thing. And Aljo has proven himself. However, I honestly thought Yan was going to win this fight unanimously.
Yeah.
So what I was impressed with Aljo in the second round was that entry and getting to that position with ease and having more than half of the round to work with. And when he came out for the third round and he done the same thing, I was like, oh, fuck. He's going to get him now. Like, he's going to submit him or he's going to finish him. Or if it goes to the fourth and fifth round, I'm really stressing for Yan.
Yeah.
But then what we saw from Yan was the sort of urgency that we didn't see in rounds 2 and round 3. I felt like he had taken his foot off the gas a bit and he kind of not giving Aljo the respect that he sort of deserved. And then when he switched back on again, you saw him stuffing the takedowns. Yeah. You saw him being much more successful. And obviously, to me, rounds 4 and 5, and I think to the whole world and the judges' scorecards, they went back to Yan. But anyway, it just leaves the division open now. It's really interesting, isn't it? He called out TJ.
Yeah, TJ,
Yeah, you've got obviously Aldo still in the mix. You've got Chito Vera. You've got Sugar Sean. You've got Pedro Munoz. You've got who else is there, bro? There's Barehead, Corey Sandhagen. Like, that division is wide open now. Petr Yan's at the back of the line. All of those matchups, bro. Rob Font, like, so many heads in that division now. So
I wouldn't say Yan's at the back of the queue. I think TJ's next. I think it's probably going to be TJ next to fight Aljo. I think that's obviously they called out each other. TJ was there at the fight as well. I think that it makes sense to make that fight next. Is TJ not coming off a win? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
TJ beat Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, so it makes sense for TJ and Aljo to fight next. But I wanted to get from your two. Who's next for Yan? I don't think Yan's going to be gone too long. I think he probably has his next fight and then fights the winner of TJ and Aljo, to be honest. But for you, like, who does he fight next? Because who did he beat in this? Was it Sandhagen that he beat in his last fight? Correct. Yeah. So who does Yan fight next?
I mean, well, like I said, all those names there, any one of them are up for grabs. I don't think.
Has he fought Aldo? Has he fought Aldo?
Yeah, he has. You don't remember he battered him, bro.
Yes.
Vicious finish in the fourth round. Yeah. So he's beaten Sandhagen and he's beaten Aldo. So there's Rob Font. Rob Font's got a fight coming up. I can't remember who it is against. There's Pedro Munoz. I think it's actually Munoz and Font maybe fighting, or maybe they've already faced each other. I'm not sure, but Sugar Sean is in there. You've got
TJ, Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, Sean O'Malley. And Chito Vera, man, Marlon Chito Vera. All of those fights will be interesting. All of those fights. So there's no shortage of competition for him to go on. When I say back of the line, I think he's going to need at least 2 fights to get back into title contention.
Really?
And obviously those. Yeah, absolutely. 2 fights. Because, bro, like I said, that line is long, man. That line is very long. And if let's say if Aljo beats TJ, it still doesn't make sense to throw Yan next. Do you know what I mean? It's too fresh. You've had 2 wins for Aljo as well, so a trilogy doesn't make sense. And this is coming from the guy that wants all the trilogies and
I know. That's why I'm surprised. I thought you were calling for that straight away.
No. This doesn't have that lure to it, bro. This doesn't have that lure to it. And I feel like Petr Yan knows that as well. I feel like Petr Yan knows, as much as he did say he wants a rematch, that was just out of like shock. Shock. Like that the decision didn't go his way. But I feel even he knows deep down inside, because after he posted something on Instagram Live where he was a little bit more somber about it, and I feel like even he knows, like, yeah, all right, we're going back to the drawing board now. We're going to have to win a couple more fights before we get another title shot. But yeah, very interesting times at 135.
Nah, 100%, and then people will find out what happens next. Shout out to my boy Aljo. Man will be definitely going to the Gaza and having a drink with Aljo. He's probably going to be out there when I'm out there, bruv. So yeah, Tooth, I'll be sending a picture, especially for you if Aljo's out there when I'm out there, bruv.
Right, tell it. Send him my message, bruv. Tell him I'm an island boy. we're team Aljo out here, bruv.
Oh,
Did you see the thing he posted on I think it was his Twitter or his whatever it is, Instagram? It's like an apology. It's hilarious, bruv. I'll send it to you later. Or even look it up yourself, bruv. It's an apology form. Like, it's hilarious, bruv. It's like, this is a written apology to Aljo. Why you didn't believe in him. Some shit like that. It's like, it's got multiple choices. Do you know what I mean? Like tick boxes. And bro, at that moment, I specifically thought a rash, bruv. I felt like them two were on the same page. Because people don't know this, but cooking with Rash, yeah, we had a bet at the beginning of the season that Lukaku will score 15 goals. He obviously didn't. So cooking with Rash wants a written apology from everyone in the group.
Not me, because I agreed with him.
Bro, do you know what, bro? And he reminds us like every fucking week, like every couple days. Like he keeps reminding us about this written apology, bro. So Aljo took a page out of cooking with Rash, bro. Do you know what I mean?
100, bro. 100.
Bro, speaking of 135 as well, bro. Cejudo announced that he was coming back, which segues into 145 and Volkanovski and Korean Zombie, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
We'll talk about Cejudo after, but 140, bruv. Volkan, listen, Tooth, like I know Korean the Zombie is your boy, but bro.
He ain't my boy anymore, bruv.
Bro.
He ain't my boy anymore, bruv.
Listen, like, that was painful,
bro,
to watch.
That was painful, bro.
It was a destruction. Like, bro, his face after the fight. I was just like, raw. And people, if you don't know, Volkanovski versus Korean Zombie, which was the main event of UFC 273. Herb Dean. What was it? Herb Dean stopped it in the third. Was it the third?
Fourth. Was it third or fourth? I can't remember that.
Whatever it was, it went on too long. But it was flawless performance from Volkanovski, bruv. Like, literally just went in there, handled his business. Herb Dean had to stop the fight because Korean Zombie couldn't take it no more. Two for you, bro. Just like tell us your thoughts on that fight, because it was as one-sided as a UFC fight can get.
Yeah, trust me, bro. I don't think there's anything to say about that fight, man. I mean, Zombie just didn't show up at all, man. I mean, we know Zombie is a very durable guy. He takes one to throw one. But he just didn't even show up. I think it was after like was it even after round 1 where he went back to the corner and he didn't even sit on the stool. He just sat on the floor. From that point on, you knew it was a wrap. I'm surprised the corner didn't stop it. Herb Dean done well, bruv. Like you got to give him credit there, man, because he's taken a lot of criticism recently for some of his judgments, but that was the correct call to make, bruv. And Zombie was standing, bruv. It was a standing KO, bruv.
He was just, bruv. You know that what? You know in. You know in Smooth Criminal, bruv, when Michael Jackson just leans forward.
Trust me, bruv. Oh my god,
nuts, bruv. Like even I think there was they had some footage after the audio, and I think before the start of the 4th, I think is that when so Volk asked him if he was all right, bruv. He was like, "Are you sure?" Like I think we may need to stop
even
this.
He didn't want to. Bro, even he didn't want to hurt him anymore. And you know what the crazy thing is, man? On Reddit, someone had directly translated what Korean Zombie had said in the post-fight interview, which his translator didn't like correctly pick up. And basically, Korean Zombie had said, like obviously he retired and everything, but the guy on Reddit had translated it directly, and he said, after this fight, he realized he will never become champion.
Bro,
can you imagine someone beat you so badly, bro? Just beat the dreams out of you, bro. Like, bro, but you know, because he's Korean, and you know, like we have this sort of stereotype of martial arts coming from the East and everything, and all this philosophy. Like, bro, my man couldn't just say something like us Westerners will understand very on a simple level, bruv. Something along the lines of, you know, I gave it my all, I tried my best, I just don't have it in me anymore.
Yeah,
I'm calling. My man said, I realized I will never become champion, you know, bruv. Like, he beat the dreams out of me, bro. I can't even dream anymore, bruv. It's just nightmares from now on, bruv.
No more fulfillment, bruv. No more of this trying to aspire to be the champ, bruv. I'm always gonna be number 2. That's all.
Bro, imagine getting beaten. Bro, imagine getting beaten so bad your perpetrator's even asking to stop the fight, bro. It's like, bro.
That's crazy. But sorry. But like, just explain what happened. Like, what happened? Was Volk just too good?
Yeah.
Or was Zombie just bro? Did he just freeze on the big stage?
No, I think even if Zombie had showed up, the outcome would not have been any different, bro. I don't think it would have been any different. Volk is just on another level. He's just on a completely different level. He even said in his post-fight interview, he was like, but basically everyone needs to get their shit together. Like, who else is there for me to fight? And it's true. Who else is there for him to fight?
This is it.
What are they? They're 145, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're 145. So it's so if Cejudo comes back, we know he's not going to get an immediate title shot because
won't he?
No, Dana's not about that.
But as Volk said, who else is there for? Oh, so would you say then we're looking at Max, Volk 3, then Cejudo?
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking is, I don't think Max or Volkanovski could keep cutting weight to 135. I think, 145. I think at some point they are both going to move up to 155, because they are getting in that stage of their career, and especially Max, he's put on a lot of he's got a lot of mileage.
Yeah.
Volk is getting to that stage now as well. He's putting on a bit of mileage as well, but he's a little bit more fresher of the two.
Mm.
And then Cejudo, I don't think he's going back down to 135. It makes no sense for him. He already won the title at 135. He's won the title at 125. He's definitely not going to make weight to 125. Nothing's going on at 125 for him to go back to. Him and Figueiredo, who's the champ at 125, are like cool. They're part of the same training camp. And 135, Aljo is interesting, but that's more TJ's fight.
Yeah.
So it's got to be Max and Volk to complete the trilogy.
Yeah.
Cejudo versus a top 5 for a contender shot, and then potentially Cejudo for the title. But yeah, Volk and Max, both of them are light years above the rest of the division. And the rest of the rest of that division are fucking killers as well, man. You've got Yair Rodriguez, you've got Magomed Sharipov. Do you know what I mean? Brian Ortega. There's some fucking killers in that division, bro. In fact, I would love to see who they've got lined up for Cejudo.
So would you say? Oh, sorry. So we're saying Max, Volk 3. Would it be Cejudo, Ortega then?
Yeah, that's a good fight. Calvin Kattar as well was in that division. Do you know what I mean? Calvin Kattar, Brian Ortega, Yair Rodriguez, Magomed Sharipov. Any of those guys versus Cejudo. But Magomed Sharipov, he's been out for a couple years now, man. Like 2 years. He's not fought in 2 years. He had injuries, and then obviously COVID happened. But I think he's a part of the same management as Cejudo, so I don't think they'll get them two to fight each other. Be a conflict of interest. But if it does happen, that'll be awesome as well. So a lot of exciting things at 145 as well, man. But essentially, I feel like Volkanovski does have to go up and fight for the 155 title at some point.
With all those at 155, with all those guys, I mean, if Volk thinks listen, that would make that division even more interesting than it already is. Yeah. That's what we will say on that. But credit to Volk, man. Credit to Volk. Like, bro, he's done everything he's needed to do at 145. But if he does go up, and as Tooth said, when he does go up, we don't want it to be before Max, before the trilogy fight with Max. I think that has to happen before Volk decides to do whatever he wants to do in terms of moving up or staying where he is. And obviously with Cejudo coming back, it may make Volk stay at 145 a little bit longer than needs be, but we'll find out what happens after that. But credit to Volk, and hopefully Korean Zombie comes back and actually wants to try and get another title fight, but it doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it at this moment in time.
I will never become, bro. Strong words, bro.
I'm telling you. But we got to move on to the co main event. Listen, like I said, it was a fire card, and this was the people's fight. It was the fight that everyone was looking forward to the most in terms of the majority. It was Khamzat versus Gilbert Burns, and that fight did not disappoint. And for me, we're going to talk about the fight, but I need to put this out there. For me, your boy's not ready for Usman, bruv. From what I saw, he's not ready. He's not ready. He's not ready, bro. Nah. I'm not even bantering. Bro, if he was getting caught like that by Usman, he's going to sleep, bruv. There was two, bruv. Bro, come on, bruv.
Says who, bruv?
Come on, bro.
What about if Khamzat catches him, bruv, with some of the shots that flattened Burns out? Do you know what I mean?
Bro, listen.
The thing is, there's two ways to look at this fight, bruv. there's two ways, and both ways you can't argue with. There's either there's one way of looking at it where, oh, Khamzat's been exposed, and the other way of looking at it is, well, he passed his first true test.
100.
That's
Both.
That's
I think it's both. I think it's both. I think personally, he got exposed a little bit. Like in terms of everyone, obviously, listen. At the end of the day, it was always going to happen. When you go up in levels, that you're going to see different things. And this is the first time we can say that Khamzat's fought someone of that's credible. And obviously, guy ranked number 2 in the division, so it was always going to be a difficult fight. I think where my issue comes with him and why I say he's not ready yet for Usman is the way how that fight went down. The first round, obviously, Khamzat's round. We all know, absolutely dominant in the first round. That second round showed me quite a lot. And it's one of them ones that I even toward in the second round, after the second round, his trainer was going absolutely nuts. Obviously, I don't speak that language, I don't want to know. But when a man's angry, you can tell a man's angry. And when he's telling you fix the fuck up, it doesn't matter what he's speaking. You can tell just by man's reaction. And there was a right hand that, and credit to Khamzat, I don't care. That's granite chin, because most people are going to sleep after Gilbert Burns catches them with that shot. But I think there was too much that I saw that needs to be developed. You can't be getting caught like that against Usman, because Usman will kick your ass. Like, I'm not even bantering. Usman will kick. If he had the second round that he had against Gilbert Burns, if he does that against Usman, I think Usman will stop him. And that's not to say that I don't rate. I think I agreed with, apart from Khamzat being the GOAT, I agreed with everything he said. Khamzat's going to dominate for years and years and years and years and years to come. But Khamzat doesn't want to put himself in that Floyd-Canelo situation where Usman says, I'm going to take you now when you're young and still inexperienced at this level and show you how it's done. And then you can move on and then go and dominate for the next amount of years, and then you're living to regret. But at the same time, as you said, he passed his first test. He came out in that third round, did what he had to do, and get the W. You're not always going to look your best. You're not always going to be dominant. So you got to respect that Khamzat came through this test against a very difficult opponent. All I'm saying is, I think he needs another fight, and we'll get into who he shall fight next before he goes up against Usman, who anyway is due to fight Leon Edwards when he comes back. But go on, bro. I know I've been talking too much. Say what you need to say, bro.
No, bro. That's a good analysis. Like I said, man. Just to branch off what I said initially about there being two schools of thought about Khamzat's performance either being exposed or passing his first true test. With regards to Usman, I'm not really stressed. I don't think he'll get Usman next anyway. I think if anything, they'll give him Colby next, which I'm not.
I want to talk to you about that one.
Yeah, I'm not stressed about that either, man. But
never am I.
With the performance against Burns, I don't think it had anything to do with his ability. If we look at his ability on the feet, he was lighting Burns up for the most part. He did get clipped, but he recovered well from that. In fact, he got clipped, went down, got up, got clipped again, and then he knew he was in danger, so he took Burns down. Do you know what I mean? That's very smart. But the rest of his decisions during that fight were not very smart. I don't think he's the finished article yet. He looked very unpolished. This was his first baptism of fire. Like you said, many GOATs have gone through such a thing. Even Khabib, when he fought Gleison Tebow, that was his first test. To a certain extent, you could say Gustafsson for John Jones's first test, their first fight.
Yeah.
You could say arguably that was his first test. So, a lot of these guys do come across adversity. I feel like it was more of the moment had got to Khamzat. This was his first this was his coming out party, because this was his first real legitimate competition that he was facing. So the moment that got to him, I feel like he was trying to over deliver. you know, he just went wild in the occasion. You know, he didn't really have his head in the right place. There wasn't a lot of game planning, strategy. It just felt like they both went out for a war, which was amazing for us. We loved every minute of it.
Mm-hmm.
But for him, again, very naive to go in to do that against a very, very dangerous guy, number 2 in the world, to think you could just get rid of him like you've done your everyone else on your record.
Mm.
So I don't think it was a matter of ability. I just think it was a matter of experience. And now that he's been in that big moment occasion, he's been on a pay-per-view card, not the main event, but on the main card. People said that was the people's main event. They labeled it the people's main event. He took, you know, he took that burden. He's absorbed the pressure, the media, the hype, the frenzy, the fans, everything. He will go into that next fight now having been exposed to the bright lights of the biggest stage. That's not gonna, I don't feel like that will creep into his performance anymore. And it shouldn't. His coach shouldn't be screaming and yelling at him, telling him to like fucking think. Do you know what I mean? Like before going in there and getting into a wild exchange with these guys, these top level guys. Burns did what he had to do. He put up a good fight, but
and survived, because everyone thought he was going to Khamzat was going to get rid of him. So I wouldn't say credit. I wouldn't say credit to Burns, because Burns is like, hey, I've been around the block. I've fought for a world title. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, obviously, because of the hype and everything behind Khamzat, everyone thought he was going to get him out there. So yeah, credit to Gilbert Burns, bro. 100.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing. Like, people will argue that he won. I don't think he did. I don't know
He
about
won.
you. Did
No. At no point did I say Gilbert Burns won. Obviously, like Khamzat.
No, not you. Not you. But other fighters on social media, people are giving a. Yeah. A lot of people are giving a fight to Burns. But I didn't see. I don't see. Nah. I gave rounds 1 and round 3 to Khamzat. Yeah. I feel like people gave 2 and 3 to Burns. But that final round, Burns had a few flurries. But again, I felt like Khamzat was in total control of that
Khamzat
round.
did enough to win the 3rd round. Like, I don't know what people saw, but
yeah, me neither, man. But it is what it is. So for Khamzat as well now, it just, well, we have to look at who else is in that division, bro. Next week,
listen, it's got to be Colby. It has to be Colby.
Yeah, it has to. But next week, Bilal Muhammad and Vicente Luque, my boy, both of them are my boys. They're fighting, and it's a rematch. And those are the guys, for me, I think people are sleeping on. And those two, for me, outside of Usman, I think have the best chances of beating Khamzat. Luque and Bilal Muhammad.
So, because obviously we've spoken about the division before, and it's always been said that if it wasn't for Usman, Colby would be champion. But so, are you saying that Colby versus Khamzat, it's a bad matchup for Colby?
100%. 100%. I'm not stressing about that at all, bro. Colby was dropped by Usman in both fights. That's 2 times. And then he was dropped by Masvidal.
Yeah.
In that fight where Masvidal got wrestle fucked to death, bro. And then if we're going on about Colby's wrestling, which is good wrestling, it's great.
Yeah, but
wrestling.
Khamzat.
Exactly. Bro, we don't even need to get into that. Like, does he really want to go that way with Khamzat? Does he really want to wrestle Khamzat? So then we're going to go into striking. All right. Now, Colby doesn't really have knockout power. Like, he doesn't have one punch knockout power. He's more of a, bro, throw the meme in there, bruv. Death by 1,000 cuts, bruv. It's been a while, bruv.
I know.
We've not had that meme in there for a while. But still, that's Colby's style, bro. He's not really a one punch. He doesn't possess one punch knockout power. And Khamzat, we know, has a very good striking as well. He does possess, to a certain extent, one punch knockout power. We've seen it on his record. He's knocked a few guys out like that. One devastating uppercut before he came into the UFC, and then another one in the UFC against Gerald Meerschaert, which to a certain extent is a good fighter. So again, I don't stress about the Colby fight. I don't look at that fight, look at their strengths, their weaknesses, what weapons they possess, and think to myself, Colby's got this, or Colby's going to be a dangerous opponent for Khamzat. I'm not stressed about it at all. Whereas Luque and Bilal Muhammad, I can be like, well, Bilal Muhammad's got very good wrestling, and his striking may not be the best, but he knows how to link his striking up with his wrestling to get the takedown. And Vicente Luque is just an animal, bro. You know, I've been talking about him for time, bro. From day, bro. From day. This guy slept on. Both of them are slept on. But yeah, as far as Usman goes, he just needs to chill out for the moment, recover from his hand injury, let the division sort itself out. Colby needs to get his teeth fixed after getting jumped by Masvidal. Do you know what I mean? So them two can just chill out for the time being. They don't really need to do anything. Let the division sort itself out.
Well, Usman's due to come, when he does come back, it is due to be Leon Edwards. So
oh yeah, bro. Bro, listen, man. Listen, the Jamaicans are taking over, bro. You know,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't have no confidence in that still. I can't lie.
Bro, listen, man. TJ has been cooking up that jammy Jamaican judge, bruv, and it has been working. Bruv, it worked over the weekend, bruv. He called the United, he called the Aljo fight.
Listen. Now I think Leon Edwards would be a step too far still. I think I'll pray for him. But Usman's just that guy right now, bruv. And I think if anyone's going to dethrone Usman, it will be your boy Khamzat. But probably not till next year. We'll probably see that happen. But Tooth, any more fights that you want to talk about on the card, bruv?
Yeah, man. All I'm going to say is that you fucked my accumulator up, bruv. Do you know why, bruv? Because I had got every fight right, yeah? And it came up to the Aljo Yan fight. And bruv, I'm telling you, I made I was sitting on quite a substantial amount. I was like, all right, cool. Should I just cash out now? Because bearing in mind, bruv, every fight on the card, I'm not sure if you watched the prelims or the earlier fights on the card. Bro, every fight was going split decision. Like each and every fight was going split decision. I don't know why, but something about that card, bruv. All the fights were so close. So I was just stressing, bruv. Like, I can't believe I got like 4 or 5 fights in a row correct, bro. So when it came to the Aljo Yan fight, I was like, oh, I'm going to be chilling. Yan's got this, bro. And then fucking Aljo wins by a split decision, bro. I was pissed, bro. But no. I mean, Mackenzie Dern fought Tisha Torres. She won by a split decision. And then Marco Madsen fought Vince Pichel as well. None of these fights particularly were of any sort of fan interest, but good fights. But looking forward to the next card, man. Like I said, Vicente and Bilal Muhammad. And then after that, we got Justin Gaethje and Charlie Olives, bro.
274, bro. And we got Thug Rose, bro.
Thug Rose. Who is she fighting again, bro?
Who's the woman that beat her before? Oh, you've mentioned her before, bro.
Andrade.
Nah. It's another. You've mentioned her name before. I can't remember it.
Fuck.
Hold on, wait. Let me. Is it Esparza? Is something? Is it?
Oh yeah, Carla Esparza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, you're going way bruv. She beat her on the Ultimate Fighter TV series, bruv. That is way back, bruv. Fuck, you know. Yeah, deep.
Nah, it is. But people, listen, it's been a jam-packed show. Oh no, before we go, bruv, obviously, over the weekend, I know it's not UFC, but bro, Triple G obviously getting this victory in the boxing, bro. Just quickly, bruv, it's another victory for him. Are we ever gonna get the trilogy fight, bruv, between him and Canelo?
Yeah, we will, 100%, 100%. But I don't think anyone cares.
They do
honestly
care about the trilogy fight. They will care. They will care.
Bro, again, this is coming from the guy that, you know, wants trilogies, quadruples, and everything. But at the moment, I just feel like it's more Canelo at, who is it? Bivol, isn't it?
He's fighting Bivol at light heavy.
Yeah, so it's like any Triple G talk for the time being is just
it's on the back burner. It's on the back burner. It's on the back burner. But...
So yeah, at some point, 100%. I feel like that fight's always going to be there for Canelo. Bro, check this. Canelo can beat Bivol, retire for 10 years, come back to boxing, and the Triple G fight will still be there and will still make money.
Man said when Triple G's at 50 years old.
Yeah, bro, he could pull the ultimate Floyd, bro. All the stipulations he likes, bro. Do you know what I mean? But no, I saw bits of the Triple G fight. Obviously, it was on at the same time as the UFC, so I wasn't paying full attention to it. But Triple G won, so good for him. It's a shame, you know. What, 5 years ago his record was like 33 wins, 0 losses, all wins by knockout, and now he's just gone into this like obscurity. Do you know what I mean? Where
the hype's gone.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it, man? But it is what it is. Ugas and Spence is what's that, next week, isn't it?
Next weekend.
Next week,
it's not the same weekend as Fury White. I think it's this weekend.
Yeah, well, I know it's coming up, bro.
That should be a good fight still. But now people, there's fights coming up in boxing. Unfortunately, ST is not here. He's away. So, but as soon as he comes back, there'll be a lot more boxing talk going on. And obviously, Tooth is here, so we can jump on the boxing talk as well. But people, let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know what you think of the UFC 273 card. Volk and Korean Zombie. Let us know your thoughts on that. Aljo and Petr Yan. Was it a robbery? Was it not? Does Aljo now need a statue in the UFC for the greatest title defense of all time? Does he need to have himself in bronze, bruv, to show that he is the GOAT in the UFC? Forget John Jones.
I agree. No, I agree, bro. Listen, man. I'm Team Jamaica now, bro. Your jujus work, bro. I'm fully repping. I'm buying us Aljo kits tomorrow, bro. You know that black and gold UFC Venom sponsored Aljo kit, bro. For us, bro.
Let us know what you think about Khamzat and Gilbert Burns as well. Is Khamzat ready for Usman? Is it too soon? Who do you want to see? Should it be Khamzat and Kobe? Also, Volk, should Volk go up? Cejudo, mentioned Cejudo as well. Is it Volk Cejudo next? We want to hear from you in the comment section. And before we go, as usual, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Like, stop in the subscription, stop all that good stuff. Share. We are here, and don't forget to join our socials. Links are in the description. I want to say thank you very much to my guy Tooth. It's been a pleasure always. Thank you very much, sir.
Safe, bro, as always, man. Looking forward to the next one, bro.
Of course, bro. Of course. Coming up this week, Footy Chat will be coming up. So obviously we'll be taking a look back at that title decider, talking about Arsenal and something about Man United as well. And obviously people coming up next week, there will be obviously the preview for Fury and White as well. And NBA talk will be coming back very, very soon, as well as we go into the playoffs.
He's lying, people. He's fucking lying, bro. He's lying, bro.
No, there's no lies in NBA
Don't
talk.
trust the process, bruv. This is not Joel Embiid, bruv. Don't trust the process with these, man, bruv. That NBA talk is never coming out, bruv.
It's always coming out, bro.
Mythical
The one that's mythical, bro, is the F1 podcast, bro.
No, bruv. No. The F1 one, that's just out of pure laziness. No one doing their fucking research. Bruv. Do you know what I mean? That's just pure laziness. The NBA one, everyone knows their shit. Everyone's keeping up with it. No one's just fucking talking about it, bro. You can't organize people to get them to talk about it, bro.
Yeah,
it's a mythical one. When you see Mr. KA, The Truth, and TJ, bro, it can only mean one thing, bro. It can only mean fucking the mythical NBA podcast, bro.
Trust me.
Looking forward to it as well, man, because it's playoff season now, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
of course. So, Rob, there's so much to talk about. But people, that will be coming soon. But yeah, people, stay safe out there. Be safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.